And good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic because we all need a little bit of loving. We all need a little bit of loving. Now, before I go any further, please like, share, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Remember, subscription is free. If you haven't done it yet, hit that subscriber button right now. I know you're looking at it. I can see it in your eyes. I know you're looking at it. Hit that subscriber button right now. Don't forget the notification bell as well. Okay, Cardiff's the first Football with Brownie press conference as Steve Morison as manager. And let's see exactly what he has to say before tomorrow's game against Sheffield United. Now, it's quite interesting, really, that I couldn't do last week's because of the hacking and so on. So yeah, let's. I can split the screen now. You lot can see what I'm reading because I'm right. There you go. Okay, so this is going Wales Online, and for look, all right, there's already an advert. Bloody hell! Right. What I have noticed, first thing I have noticed, is that the times. This press conference, 5 o'clock on a Thursday evening, where normally Mick McCarthy's would be on a Friday morning. I don't know whether this is going to be the norm, but it's different. And we're at home tomorrow, so it's not as if the team are travelling up tonight or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so the first question, back to the pressers in person. Is that your idea? So basically, whereas before, the press conferences were all like a Zoom call or whatever. So we actually got people in the meeting room now. Back. Okay, press is underway. Here's a photo of Steve Morison. Starting with press conference back in person. And Morison says, yeah, we tried to make changes. I know COVID's been an issue, but there's not many of you and only one of me. So it's nice to get back in the room. And this is a key thing. Make it a little more personal. Already, you know, that message will hit home with fans far more than any comment Mick McCarthy said. Simply because Mick McCarthy, whether it was because of his previous experiences at other clubs, he was never personal with the media or with the fans. And because of that, it could well be just his persona or his personality. But because of that may well have reflected as well between him and the players. It's just my personal opinion. I don't know if you guys want to, have different opinions. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on. Does it make you feel more like a manager? And Morison says, no. We need little more people in here. The amount of meetings make you feel like a manager. You have more meetings than anything else. It's been quite nice this week because we've not had 3 press conferences in 7 days. It's been nice. Just saying because we haven't had a midweek game. Okay. Heading is pleased with the control and character on the weekend. Remember, Cardiff went to Luton 1-2-1. And Morison says, it was excellent. I'm not one to overly look into details of other teams. You can't get caught up too much in those kind of things. I thought the boys were excellent. Limited, then to very little. The win in the second half, the ball was barely reaching the halfway line. It was something we've had to deal with, and it was tough. I thought the lads managed it excellently. We started the second half really well. They had a good spell, then we changed a couple of attacking players, and I thought we saw the game out pretty comfortably. And we had a couple of chances at the death, which we should have done more with. A great result. The coach broke down as well, so it was much better that they won the game. I never knew about the coach breaking down, but it also tells you as well, because Kenilworth Road is a very old school ground, and when you're on about, the likes of the ball not, reaching the halfway line because of the amount of wind swirling around there, that's probably one of the characteristics which the game is losing, simply because you have all these modern bowls now, and you don't get the kind of issues with wind and so on, at pitch level. Okay, next question. How do you feel Ruben Colwell is progressing? And Morrison said he's done excellent. He's come from not getting into my under-23s team to going into the Euros in the same year. That's brilliant progress, isn't it? Luton played with a 1 and a 2 in midfield. We knew they'd do that. Ruben's just growing. The way they play helps that. I think previously he probably struggled in games where he started and did better coming on when the game was more open. But we started our games a little more open, so we can find those pockets. He was excellent. He's so much to work on, so much to improve on, and there's plenty he's really good at. I think it'll get to a point where you're asking the question of how do we hold on to him? When you're 19 years old and having the impact he's having on games of football at championship level, there's no doubt people will be watching. Totally agree there. For us as a football club, that's a massive Sorry about speech impediment. For us as a football club, that's a massively positive thing, as it means we're doing something right from the academy all the way through. I'm happy to put my neck on a line and say that's probably not something we've done for a long time. It's a good point. It's something we're really doing now, and what we'll continue to do. We want longevity of that conveyor belt of players coming from the academy. So they come into the first team. Then you hopefully supplement that with players externally to make the group as strong as you can. We should have a football team and a squad is full of people from here. I like that. I do like that. But is it a dream? That's that's my concern with it all. Is it just a pipe dream? Anyway, goes on to say, is his attitude the same as the under-23s? And Morrison says, I don't want to sit here and wax lyrical too much because we'll lose him quicker than we should. He used to do my head in the under-23s. We'd ask him for 8 to 12 clips of good stuff, bad stuff, and stuff we've been working on. He was a pain sending me 30 clips through. But that was how much he wanted to learn. He always did more than others. The likes of Isaac Davis are similar in terms of on the grass stuff. Ruben was very frustrated that he didn't play initially and always understood why. The amount of effort that he's put in off the pitch and on it has come to light, and that's why he is here now. Next question. Do you expect interest in him in January? Morrison then goes, say, I wouldn't be surprised, of course not. I'd be pleased, because that means we're doing something right. When was the last time we had interest in one of our academy boys? Jeez. Gotta be Ramsey. Gotta be Joe Ledley, I think. Ramsey. Gunter. Still a few years ago. Still a hell of a long time ago now. 10 years ago. We're talking about a player that's one of the top goal scorers in the team, playing week in, week out, and a massive part of the football club and where we've been and our success. It's not one we'd be entertaining anytime soon. This is the best place for him, playing in front of his family and friends, a team he's supported his whole life, playing with his mates, growing up with a sport network that love and believe in him. I can't see that, in brackets, a sale being any interest to his football club. But I'm not going to sit here and lie that no one's going to be interested in a 19-year-old that's arguably our star man most weeks. I totally agree, Steve, if I'm honest with you. I totally agree, but I'm old enough to remember when City were in dire financial strait like they are right now, and they basically sold Aaron Ramsey on a cheap just to get money in. And that's my fear. That's my fear. We all know the mess financially the club is in. And the problem is with some clubs, they like to find young players who have a good sell-on profit. Now, for example, say done Colwell for 10 million, and he goes to a team, lower-end Premier League team. So you're probably looking at, I don't know, a Norwich or I wouldn't Newcastle know what you think right now. Maybe a Southampton or something. And then he progresses through them. Southampton could then sell him on for 50 million plus then, couldn't they? So that will be going around the minds of owners of that level type club. But as I say, I remember when Aaron Ramsey was sold on a cheap, and that was the last time the club was in such dire financial straits that it is right now. Anyway, back to it. Are you happy with the current home form? Whether we win home or away, no one cares as long as we win. Yeah. We want to win at home. It's nicer to win in front of the Cardiff fans cheering off the pitch. We set out to win every game of football. The fans are great. You look at the Luton game, some support travelling all that way. I would have been one of well if I could get a ticket. Never mind. It's phenomenal. Hopefully we can get the fans behind us and sucking the ball into the net as often as possible. I hate mentioning the word sucking with this bloody speech impediment. And sucking can be used for all different things. But this is this is not adult material. What do you expect from Sheffield United? Everything's based on what they do and how we combat that. Excellent team. Shouldn't be where they are in the league. Fantastic players, fantastic talent, new manager. They've got a good result last week. It's going to be tough test. But we're looking forward to it. I agree. It's going to be a tough one. I'd be happy with a point if I'm honest with you tomorrow. Any clarity on loan players? Remember, Cardiff got 4 loan players out at the moment. And Morisons says, in terms of clarity, if we want to call them back, we'll call them back. It's only started December. There's a lot to happen now between now and then. There's decisions to be made, and of course, there is. We're fully focused on the group I've got. Out of all of them, I think there's only one in which I would want to call back at the moment, which is Ryan Whittle from Blackpool. I think, I do think that midfield area needs strengthening. I think Wintle would be a great asset. He done really well at Blackpool so far this season, and yeah, it's no good helping the likes of Blackpool by by loaning out our players anymore. Any injuries? No, we're all good. Everything is good. Good reports from there. 3 wins in 4. Has Vincent Tan been in touch? Not other than general conversations. Well done, good luck, etc. Nothing outside the norm. And this is what. Has he told you to shoot more? No. I wonder if he's told the goalkeepers to shoot more. What was the under 23s like when you come in? It was not right. There's loads of stuff around that. It's not a hoarding ground where we can find a load of players. It needs to be somewhere where fine-tuning department. They have years of grounding and work to get them to where they need to be at the under 23s level. When they're there, it's about fine-tuning and hiding their weaknesses to get them ready for the first team. Why didn't you pick Ruben to begin with in the under 23s? Ruben Colwell, obviously. Because he wasn't good enough. The game was too fast for him. Every time he started the game bypassed him, and it was like he couldn't sort his feet out. The balls were around him, but when you brought him on 20, 30 minutes to go, where the game opened up, he always flourished. He asked me numerous times, and I said the same thing to him. Then all of a sudden, he was someone who you couldn't leave out of a team. He might disagree with me. It's good that Morrison knows these players from a very early age. Tough for him, given that you're a renowned striker. Let's get one thing right. Ruben has got far more ability than I ever had, and we're completely different players. But what I did know was that he wasn't impacting a game when he started a game of football. Then, when I watched him for the first team, I felt exactly the same at the start of the year. What's his best cameo of the season? Nottingham Forest, where he come on as sub and the game was opened up. He started the next game, got dragged off for half time. That was a Coventry game, wasn't it? We come in. I knew that if I played in a way that suited him, I'd be able to try and get the best out of him. I think ultimately that has happened. Any news on January incomings? No, those conversations not happened yet. I don't know when they'll happen. It's not a conversation we're overly worried about right now because we think we've got enough good people in the building when everybody's at it. Kind of disagree, but you know better than me, Steve. What about players' contract? That'll be the same conversation. I can really worry. I can only really worry about the short term. Yeah, remember we got quite a number of senior professionals out of contract in the summer. Many of them on massive wages, which there's no way the club can afford to offer them, similar contracts. What's latest on Sam Bowen? Still injured. I don't think we'll see him before the new year. His injury record is he's had bad luck lately. And that's all. That's the end of it. That is the end of it. So, what do you guys think? You know what? I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed, his comments. Very progressive comments. I know that people can be very good speakers. I mean, the same can't be said about me, but compare that to the Mick McCarthy kind of press conferences. It's it's one extreme to the other. That was the first Football Brownie press conference. I enjoyed reading the answers. Anyway, one question I wish was brought up, and I did double check because I know that Wales Online do sometimes hide or don't even publish other questions. It would just be nice, right? Because Steve Morison has been around the club for so long now, as the under-20. There's no doubt he would have bumped into, Cardiff City legend who sadly passed away a few days ago, Phil Dwyer. And obviously, as Steve being a Welsh international, he would have been, I'm sure, watching Phil Dwyer play for the national team as well. It would just be nice to see if Steve Morison could share any stories regarding Phil, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me nitpicking. However, that's it. Sheffield United home tomorrow. I'm predicting a draw. I'm hoping for a draw at least. But you never know. Sheffield United on a new manager bounce, maybe. Anyway, I will see you later. Hasta luego. Come on, Cardiff.